Hello, this is Dancingbear, your autistic prince, the people's chosen, the voice of the voiceless, Lancashire's favourite prince, the Sigma male, and your ever faithful servant.
And I'm just Tom, the other guy. Oh, that was a beautiful crack there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like proper.
Anyway, before we begin...
Listeners, from the sound of that can opening, can you guess what drink this is?
Dun, 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 dun. Guess Koala's favourite beverage.
It's not my favourite, can't fucking stand it, but it's sugary and I like it.
Anyway, before we begin an episode...
We're in a new decade,
in a new decade. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We have a disclaimer. We want to talk about some of our listeners may have noticed certain comments on YouTube.
Unfortunately,
There's an elephant in the room here.
It turned out, without going into too much detail, that we have, for a brief, small period, been hacked.
We did,
and
yes.
someone has used it for personal reasons to make comments.
Yes.
On certain things, and also try and give us a bad name on Twitter. It's all sorted now, and we've spoke to this person, and we don't mean them any harm. They don't mean us any more harm. No. So we're going to leave it at that for now.
So for those, all I will say is if any of our listeners was in any way offended by the distasteful comments, please forgive us. And please forgive the person who made the comments. We're not going to mention who it was, but yes, safe to say we got hacked. So there was an elephant in the room. I'm not that type of person to just
and
ignore
that's all
it.
we're going to say on it.
Absolutely. Anyway, this is our first podcast of 2020. And I know I previously said on my Happy New Year video, that was sideways, what a decade it was.
Yes.
And
can I just put the Happy New Year video, which I had no say in, was not told about going up.
I did
and
say
the one video I'm in, and you can't bloody dress yourself. Or that I'm not in and you can't dress. You're just there, like your shirt comes open. You're in a bathroom, for fuck's sake, doing
because I got out of the shower.
This is why you need me. This is why you need my creative input.
Hey, it was just Happy New Year, so and it were becoming obvious that
should have sent you back to the fucking circus. To get my motivational stick out.
What the fuck does that even mean?
That means I got a cattle prod for Christmas, a shot.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, for those who may not know, Doctor Who made a return on New Year's Day. Speaking of New Year's, for those who are massively into Doctor Who and not necessarily watched the latest episode, please skip a good 5 or 10 minutes because we are now going into spoiler territory. What do you think of the episode?
It were right good.
It were right good. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the first episode in a very, very long time that I'm excited. Genuinely excited to see what happens next.
I haven't, to put it in terms of basicness, I haven't watched Doctor Who since 2 Doctors ago. I watched some of Matt Smith. I watched a small bit of Peter Capaldi, and I watched the first episode of Jodie Whittaker. And this is the first time in a long time that I'm quite excited for it.
Yeah,
it was good.
Same.
It was like watching a movie with twists and turns, and they'd done it well with the spycraft and Lenny Henry.
Lenny Henry, yes,
was not the character I thought he was going to be. I thought he'd be a good guy, and then Stephen Fry turned up, and just stuff that the Doctor didn't expect. Yeah. And it was, looking back now, anytime the Doctor doesn't understand what he's dealing with, there can be only one enemy that this means.
Yes.
That's why I chose that name.
The Return of the Master. Yeah. Right, I'm going to be honest with you now. I am, in the nicest way possible, pleasantly surprised because the Master was only in it a season and a half ago. Because for those who are massively into Doctor Who will know what I'm referring to. There was a big episode, one of Peter Capaldi's second to last episode, I believe it was, where the Master met Missy. You know how the Doctor was on several occasions met his past incarnations. Well, this was the first time there were 2 Masters, as it were. So that it was quite interesting. I thought it was a really good episode. It was interesting to see John Sims' Master meet Michelle Gomez's Missy, and because I think they had great chemistry, but because it was such a good episode and the way they ended that episode, I honestly believe we would not see the Master for a significant amount of time. So you can understand my nice surprise that the Master's returned quite quickly.
But is this going to be another one of those trends where the Doctor has so many other enemies?
Yeah.
Yet they're just going to keep finding some way to throw the Master in there. I think he's good, far and few between, or as a villain overarching like a Moriarty, not like a here is Batman throwing the Joker.
Do you not reckon that's why it's quite clever though that the Master's returned so quickly? Is because people didn't anticipate him to return for so long.
I watched the episode.
Do you know what I'm getting
at?
And then
though? I took to Twitter and I had a look around, and all I saw on this Doctor Who, and I didn't actually get to the end of the episode yet, was, oh my god, that twist, oh my god, Doctor Who, oh, I'm excited.
You
for
did
it.
the same
Oh,
to
it was
me.
amazing. And I was like, I wonder what these people are on about, because this episode, it's good, but it ain't like amazing, but it was good.
Yeah.
And I'm sat there, I'm like, I don't see the twist coming. Oh, look, they found this guy, and then right at the end, it's like, oh my god, which means I immediately messaged you.
Yes, you did.
And you hadn't actually watched it yet because you recorded it and we're going to watch it later.
I did, yeah, you did.
And then I messaged another friend who I know listens, and then he immediately took to iTunes.
Yeah.
So I think I heard somewhere that this Doctor Who had some of the lowest ratings of all time for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I think it's because most fans, like myself, we've fallen out of it and we watch it later on record or catch up or something.
I think as well, there is that, you got to put into consideration the modern setting.
People don't watch live TV.
No, they don't. But I also think Doctor Who, and I hate to say this because I feel like all I ever do is bash Stephen Moffat on this podcast, but I have to be honest with you, his stories were quite convoluted. I'm not saying he was a bad writer, but a lot of his stories for Doctor Who was convoluted.
See,
and I feel he
mentioned,
alienated a lot of his audience.
We have mentioned that before. With Stephen Moffat, he was good in short bursts. The weird episodes in the middle of Doctor Who every now and then were great. When he took over and did a whole series, you've got a whole series of weird episodes, it didn't work. When he moves on to something like Sherlock and does like a series of 3 to 6 episodes, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Because he basically just makes 2 movies.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Stephen Moffat. Who's the other writer?
Before Stephen Moffat or after?
After.
Chris Chibnall. The one who's currently writing for Doctor Who now, Chris Chibnall.
What do you think of him? Has he cut his teeth on Doctor Who well enough? And am I quiet or loud?
I do not know. Right, in order to answer this question and give you an honest answer,
we're going to have to go back to my childhood. I started life.
I enjoy Chris Chibnall's vision of what Doctor Who is more than I probably ever will Stephen Moffat's. If you want me to be really honest. And that's not me knocking Stephen Moffat, because, let's be honest, Stephen Moffat is an exceptionally talented writer. I just personally didn't enjoy his vision of what Doctor Who was. He's one of them
writers where he's an exceptionally talented writer, but if you've got a nice sandwich, a nice ham and cheese sandwich, you don't go putting fucking chocolate sauce in there. The chocolate stays with its own kind. Keep my chocolate out of my ham and cheese sandwich. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy.
In other words, I think what you're trying to say is sweet
the chocolate.
I think what you're trying to say is sweet and savoury doesn't always go well together. No. Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to say.
But bacon on pancakes do.
Does it?
Yeah, I like.
I don't think I've ever tried.
I like hash browns with syrup.
I've got no.
Just try it. Next time you go to McDonald's, get McDonald's breakfast. You get the hash browns, get some syrup, dip them in. They actually taste half edible.
I'll have to give it a try. Yeah. So going back into the conversation a little bit. No, if you want me to be honest with you, I never really liked Stephen Moffat's vision of what Doctor Who was. Me and him have very different ideas of what Doctor Who is, and what it represents as a TV show. But end of the day, I'm clear. In a lot of ways, I'm clearly in the minority. A lot of people enjoyed Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who. I'm just one of those.
Was Stephen Moffat in charge of that series between 5 and 7 that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. For those that don't know, a lot of fans don't consider season 6 of Doctor Who canon.
I didn't know there was a season 6, was there?
I think it's like 5.5.
Oh, I thought it was just season 5. Then it, for some weird reason.
Oh, you mean like Star Wars did? Started at 4.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's ever been a season 6 of Doctor Who. It's really weird. I remember thinking at the time, how bizarre. They just completely missed 6 out.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do say that your brain can block certain things because of trauma. So maybe you watched it and your brain just blocked it out.
I can't remember. I really don't know. You'll have to tell me. Was there season 6? I remember being a year without no Doctor, and I was thinking, well, that's quite odd. And then season 7 just come out of nowhere, and he said it was season 7.
What's weird about now is you can't. If it's more than a year without Doctor Who, everyone starts going a bit, where's Doctor... Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
You go back 20 years, no one had a fucking clue what it was, really, except for the old fans. Because it had a long hiatus.
Yeah.
So everyone that thinks Doctor Who has always been around in British culture, no, it had a reboot in, 2005?
I could tell you my first ever exposure to Doctor Who. Do you want me to go there?
We are not going into fan fiction territory.
No.
That sounded way dirtier than you thought.
No, I remember Doctor Who being this. I didn't even perceive it as an old show. It was an old show, but it was a show everyone else talked about, but I always seemed to miss it. This was way before Doctor Who even returned on our TV screens. And every time my mum would put it on, it would end in a cliffhanger. And I never got Doctor Who was notoriously known for ending in a cliffhanger, and basically I'd always ever catch the last 3 minutes of an episode, so that was weird. So yeah, and Koala's just turned his face, and
because I was going to say, I wonder if you got my first experience with Doctor Who, and that is the movie.
With Paul McGann?
No.
Peter Cushing movies.
Peter Cushing movies with
Got
the Dalek.
I've got them both.
Yes,
yeah.
Where the same guy's in it who also kills David Tennant.
Yeah,
because he's a bastard.
Oh, what is his name? What's his name?
I can't remember, but he is an exceptional actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He is a good actor. I know exactly. He played Donna's grandfather, didn't he?
Yeah, I do like. Did you ever in the newest episode that aired on New Year's, Spyfall?
Yeah,
which is obviously a play on James Bond, another British icon. Did you? I've mentioned it to you. Did you notice a throwaway line about the continuity?
In Spyfall, the Unit and Torchwood comment. I noticed that.
Yeah, apparently that's possible that Torchwood is coming back.
Yes,
because
I believe
Stephen Fry is head of an organisation. He's head of MI6. That's not a spoiler. And Stephen Fry's in it. Stephen Fry's head of MI6, and but it's something like, we don't really look for aliens. That's Torchwood and Unit, and the Doctor says they're both gone.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he not know that? So apparently the theory is that Torchwood is still very much around. The Doctor don't know about him, same as Unit. But no, the throwaway line is when this character O is stood with Bradley Walsh, or sat with Bradley Walsh. Yeah. He looks at a shelf, and it's a quote written about Doctor Who's continuity and plot holes, because
a lot of contradictions. We're talking about
there's in a show as old as this, there is continuity errors and plot holes, and the quote is something like, "I've got a whole shelf over there of information on the Doctor. A lot of inconsistencies, but it's still very fun." Oh no!
Is your phone going off, Koala? I think it is, isn't it?
It is. I'm in trouble now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. I think my phone's on, so just to be on the safe
pull
side,
it on silent. Otherwise, I'll rant at you again.
No, it's right. I'll switch it off entirely. I'm not expecting any phone calls.
So anyway, we were talking about Stephen Moffat briefly there for a second.
Yeah, he is. He's an acquired taste of Doctor Who.
But when it comes to shows like Sherlock, we've said pretty good. What do you think about this new Dracula he's written? With who's the other writer he writes it with?
Mark Gatiss.
And what did Mark Gatiss...
fucking hero.
I've never heard of the man. What did he write?
Get out! Get out! You've never heard of Mark Gatiss? Of course you have. He played Mycroft in Sherlock.
Oh!
That's him.
Of course.
Sexy bastard. Sexy bastard, honestly. No, he's a fucking genius, mate. What?
You can't call Mark Gatiss a sexy bastard.
He's a sexy bastard, mate.
He's darling.
He's what?
He's darling.
He's Darling.
Darling!
Oh, no, that ain't him.
From Blackadder?
That's not him. They look alike, but that's not him.
Are you sure?
Look it up just to be able to say that, because I could be wrong.
I will believe you.
But I don't think that's him. No, the actor who played Darling, bit of useless information, he was also in Kate Bush's music video, This Woman's Work. But they're not the same person. They look alike, though.
But
so
yeah, they do look alike.
Yeah.
No, he's done some Doctor Who episodes as well, hasn't he?
He's starred, he was in the Lazarus Experiment.
Which one?
That was him. The one where the man, I am 65 years old, and he turned himself into a young man. Yeah. That's him, Mark Smart Gatiss. He's my fucking hero, to be honest with you.
Oh, sure. He was in Game of Thrones.
He was. He played the Iron Bank of Bravos. I think it was called Tycho, something like that, along them lines.
So there you are. That's what other people would know him from.
Yeah.
And in Sherlock, he's migrated.
I know for a fact, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I partially know I'm not. The project of Dracula that he worked with Stephen Moffat, this was talked about for between 5 and 10 years, because we're huge fans of Dracula.
The problem with Dracula is BBC has tried to make a Dracula show so many times, haven't they?
Yeah.
I can think of at least 3 that have come on and failed, or straight to TV movies, or 2-part movies, and they've all been, let's face it, kind of really shit.
Yes, I think they have.
I love Dracula. I love the character Dracula. I love the characterization. I love the original book. And when people are, oh, who's your favourite Dracula? It's Gary Oldman. To me, there is one Dracula movie, and it's a 1994 Dracula. If you've never seen it, it's fucking brilliant. Have you ever seen it? It's Keanu.
No, I don't think
Keanu Reeves plays a British person.
But I bet he can pull off British.
No, he really can't.
Can he not?
No, but he plays Jonathan Harker.
Really? Interesting.
But yeah, no, it is a really good movie. But anyway, Dracula.
Yeah.
What do you think about the direction they've gone with it?
Clever. I mean, this is the thing, right? I know I don't mean to go back in the conversation, but even though this is the thing people misinterpret with me, is even though I don't appreciate Moffat's vision of Doctor Who, I loved his work in Sherlock, how he adapted it into a modern day climate, and I think he's the best man that could have ever sort of made Dracula, written Dracula. He's a very intelligent man, and I liked how he doesn't reveal all in the first 10 minutes of the story. It's how these plot twists unfold around the characters. He's very clever at doing that. So I enjoy his work. I enjoy Dracula. I'm only 2 episodes into it.
Same.
So
have you? I said when I walked in, I actually, do talk outside of the podcast to him.
Yeah. He doesn't. He just walks out and I don't see him for another
All right,
week.
dickhead. Right.
Actually, he was talking to me mum.
Yeah. Do you think, because of what's happened with how popular Lucifer is, they've taken how Lucifer looks and acts, and they've sort of implanted that into this new incarnation of Dracula?
Well, nothing's original for long, is it? I mean,
no.
To say they've probably got some ideas and gone for that certain look.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So no, it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Part of the way he acts and things like that.
Yeah.
But I did like the way they've set it up. So for those that don't know, Dracula is a vampire. Spoiler alert.
Get out of here, is it?
No, seriously. But the way they've done it is the for those that think they know all, if you go and read the book, all the book is just diary entries.
Right.
A lot of it is diary entries from my memory, anyway.
Oh, okay.
So the way they've done the episodes is quite good. So the first episode is Jonathan Harker, a main character in it, telling a story to 2 nuns. And then about, I'd say, half an hour from the ending, revelations come out and it kicks off and the episode starts in the present.
Right.
The second episode, for some reason...
Spoiler alert.
A similar thing is happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
With Dracula and another character. And then the character stands up, takes a step back and goes, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And then the episode unravels.
Yes, very Stephen Moffat's writing, because if you look at the chemistry and the format of the Dracula episode, it's funny because you said the character's very similar to Lucifer.
Yeah, with the jokes, but at the same point...
The formula of the episode is very Sherlock. Do you not reckon?
Yeah, it is.
It's very Moffat writing. You can tell it's Stephen Moffat.
The character, right? So one thing I noticed as I may not be that much of an eagle-eyed fan when it came to the Doctor Who references. Which do you want to talk about them?
I'll let you, because you seem to know more about the references than I do. I spotted the one reference.
So there's one reference in the first episode that Stephen Moffat put in, or maybe some people are trying to say this alludes to Doctor Who and Dracula in the same world, which I think, no, it's just a throwaway Easter egg there for little fans.
Yeah.
Basically,
little fans.
character Clara Oswin Oswald.
Yeah.
There is an episode where she is a barmaid in a Victorian pub called the Crown and something, and they mention her right at the start when Jonathan Harker's betrothed Wilhelmina is talking to him in a letter about everyone else she'd bang if he went missing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. She lists like 100 people, don't she? There's that. There are a few other little things, not Doctor Who related, but Dracula related, for the continuity and paying, I wouldn't say Easter egg, I'd say more a homage.
Yeah.
Sounds like a yogurt, doesn't it? Or have a homage, please.
Please introduce Koala's homage.
When he starts getting younger, did you notice these particular things I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. I think so, if you're going where I think you're going with
when you first see him, he's like... So the very first time you see the character Jonathan Harker, he looks like Nosferatu, the original vampire movie.
Yeah.
Right. You first see Dracula, he's a haggard old man.
Yeah.
And he looks kind of similar to Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
From Highlander when he's an old man. Then he gets slightly younger, Dracula, and he looks like another actor who's played Dracula that I can't remember.
Christopher Lee?
No, then he turns into Christopher Lee, and then he turns into this modern incarnation of Dracula. Yeah. So basically, they do it so they do his makeup and hair and everything, so he looks like all the different stages of Dracula that we all know.
Oh, go on. I was going to pick your phone up.
No, it's my phone. I've got a new phone, by the way.
I was thinking, I don't think I've ever seen this phone. What model is it?
It's Sony, cheap because I can't be out spending loads of money on
I thought Santa got it you for Christmas. I thought you was a good boy.
Sony Xperia. I just kind of like the Sony phones.
Xperia. I like the word. Xperia.
Yeah, so...
Doesn't mean anything, but it sort of does.
I don't know.
Xperia.
It's like a dyslexic...
Try using that in conversation. Xperia.
I'd use it quite a lot because it's like a dyslexic person trying to spell experience.
Yeah. Did you really just say
Yeah.
Xperia. But anyway.
Yeah, so they age him up but pay little homages. And
they do. Very cleverly done.
It is.
It is very cleverly done.
And the twist on Van Helsing. Don't spoil it, but the twist on Van Helsing. How did you feel?
It was a twist. It surprised me. Personally, not a direction I'd personally go.
I think I've accidentally spoiled
it.
But they were quite a badass.
Yes.
There is some of the nuns were quite funny as well.
I felt. Do you know what? When
Come on! Why are you not looking at me?
For those who haven't watched Dracula, just skip about 10 minutes. We've spoiled enough anyway, so the damage is already done. I remember watching the first Dracula. I think I just got off the phone to you because I said to you, didn't I, I'm going to watch Dracula because you was advising me to watch it. I was that engrossed in it. I'm going to ask you an honest question now. Did you feel bad for the nuns? Like, honestly, be honest with me.
Hey, I'll have none of that.
None of that. Go on, did you feel bad for the nuns?
I did, but right now, at the same point, the characterization of Dracula has been done so many times over the year. We've had the man that's basically just evil.
Yeah.
About as much personality as a house brick.
Yeah.
We've had the Dracula Untold movie, which loads of people hated, and I kind of liked.
Right, yeah.
We've had all sorts of incarnations. Like, my favourite anime is Hellsing.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that, it's a fucking brilliant anime. Hellsing Ultimate. It's Dracula in one day.
Right.
But he goes under the name Alucard, which is Dracula flipped backwards.
Fucking hell.
and he's in service to the Helsing family. It's good. I have to lend it you. There's 10 episodes that are like an hour long.
Bloody hell.
It is really good.
All right.
But the characterization in this Dracula now, what do you think of him? Because let me just say this. At first I thought he's a nicest man.
Yeah.
Like, nice-ish man. Then I thought, he's a bit of a dick and a monster.
Do you know what one word I comes to my mind? That people, I haven't had that many people describe him. He's scary. He is menacing. He is scary.
He's sympathetic as well, though.
Yes, he is, isn't he? He does. It's quite an added dimension to the character where you can sort of see he feels bad for his victims, but he still makes them victims anyway because he's a vampire. You can't help it. He does what he does.
But at the same point, like, I was a bit taken back with episode 2.
Yeah.
The mirror. The girl.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens is a character... Well, he's a vampire. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's at first tries to sort of almost seduce this character.
Yeah.
And he's done many horrible things by this point that we've seen.
Right, yeah.
And then he sort of takes a step back and he just blurts out, because this girl, youngish character, she's on about going to America and getting married and having children and a wonderful life, and he goes, well, that's a shame because I'm a vampire. She's taken back. She's like, what?
Yeah.
And then he points at a barrel of water. And he's got some sort of ability, and he shows her what her life could have been. Yeah. And he says, I just felt like you should get to see what life could have been.
Yeah.
Which is quite a weird characterization. Almost, it's the moment she mentions children, and then I realised in episode 1 he was on about trying to breed because he's the only one.
Yeah.
And they talk about, in the show, they talk about all the other vampires that have existed have gone mad.
Yeah.
They're just beasts, and he somehow kept his intelligence.
Yeah.
So now I realise that Stephen Moffat has accidentally written The Master.
Yeah.
He's a lonely monster.
Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely. He would make a good master, wouldn't he? I mean to say. However, what do you think of the choice of actor they have chosen to play the current master? I'd like to
Did you enjoy him in Dracula?
I did as well. He played He was a doctor? He was a doctor, wasn't he? Yeah. Scientist / doctor. But no, yes, I did.
I thought it was an alright choice. Let's see how he cuts his teeth, so to say.
Yeah.
That's not a Dracula reference. That's just like...
yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of the whole... moving on. The whole... what am I trying to say? I can't words today. Mandalorian and Witcher. Because you've seen The Mandalorian, I've seen The Witcher.
My mum tried, sorry to cut you off there. My mum fucking, excuse me French, tried to drop me in it. You've seen The Witcher with me. No, I haven't, Mum.
No, that was my dad.
No. But no, I haven't seen any of The Witcher yet. I do intend on doing that. I've seen all of Mandalorian.
Yeah, so that's where it's weird. So the two biggest shows of the day.
Yeah.
You've seen The Mandalorian, but not The Witcher. I've seen The Witcher, but not The Mandalorian.
Right.
I've seen the first 2 or 3 episodes of Mandalorian.
Good show. It is a good show, Mandalorian, I'm obviously referring to. It's, I think it's the beginning of the end, though. Now that, if I were Nostradamus, is a prediction.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of the end for this show. However, now everyone is really excited for all these other Star Wars Disney Plus shows. We've got an Obi-Wan show.
Yeah.
With, who played Obi-Wan?
Ewan
McGregor. So we've got an Obi-Wan show starring Ewan McGregor. He's reprising his role for it. This could be good. Although personally, I've always thought that Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, it's a bit of a... He's like a wet paper bag.
How dare you? Honestly, do you believe that?
In the first movie, yeah. Second movie, I started to like him. Third movie, well, yeah, he's all right. But I do like Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's no denying it. I like all 6 Star Wars movies. They are great. All 6. Sorry, there's 7 Rogue One, obviously.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, I like all 7 of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they are good, aren't they?
all 7 Star Wars movies. And I'm only saying 7 because I am including Rogue One, because to me...
Rogue One's good.
That was good.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the ending. And I also love...
ending's amazing.
The guy that voices the robot. It's a right sassy bastard.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is the character not BB-1? What's the character called? I know who the actor is, but what's the name of the character?
I can't remember. What's the actor's name?
See
it's a weird actor name. I can't remember it.
But anyway, yes.
Yeah, he was the pilot in Firefly. Yeah.
Yes, he was. Did you ever watch Firefly?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
It's overrated.
It's overrated?
Yes.
I tried getting into it. I couldn't.
I don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the idea. And basically, that is why The Mandalorian... A lot of people are drawn to it, like it or not. It's a Western in space, same as Firefly.
Yeah, no, I can see the
before everyone shouts at me, I'm not saying The Mandalorian and Firefly are the same. I'm just saying
they're in the same universe.
I'm just saying they've got very thematic elements.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're the same show or stuff like that, because yeah.
Fair enough, but no, it's Firefly. Couldn't get into. Have you watched any more Farscape?
So yeah, there are quite a few Disney Plus shows coming out. Everyone's excited for the Marvel ones.
Yes.
Everyone's excited for the Star Wars ones.
Yes.
Maybe one day I might actually buy a subscription instead of. And I think everyone else, maybe they'll buy a subscription, or maybe everyone will still go. You know what? We already pay for Netflix and Amazon. We just find it online somewhere. Yeah.
I think a lot of people do that.
Here's something I am looking forward to.
Go on.
This nerd news for you. You know the Amazon show Man in a High Castle? Man in the High Castle.
I've never sat and watched it. I know it. I know it. Yes. I know a lot about it, actually.
I haven't actually watched it, but I know what it's about and everything. The writer of that show and the showrunner are actually doing a series set in the Warhammer 40k universe.
Interesting. That's pretty interesting.
And the sci-fi of Warhammer 40k is very... There are demons, there are things like... There's psychic powers, the universe is fucked, all the architecture is very gothic, humans are quite downtrodden, like, it's an imperium. You're in the army or you're shit.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah.
You seem quite
I'm quite looking forward
about
to it,
to be honest, yeah.
Because
how well do you reckon the Lord of the Rings will be? Like, it sounds to me like, is it Netflix a budget?
I think it's Amazon.
Budget? Is it Amazon?
Yeah, they've got a huge budget, but Netflix or Amazon, one of the two, they've been buying up rights for all sorts of fantasy and sci-fi book series. It's like, is it Wheel of Time?
I think so.
Yeah, there's like Wheel of Time or something series. There's all sorts coming out. So I think the next 10 years could be really, really big for fantasy.
Well, that's quite interesting because I wanted to do some of that, to be brutally honest with you. You know, because we've talked about the 10s, you know, in terms of nerd culture, you know, the 10s decade as a whole. We saw very, you know, Doctor Who as a franchise, as a show, enjoy a very turbulent relationship with its audience. We saw technically the rise and fall of a franchise, as I previously stated, in Game of Thrones.
And the skyrocketing of Marvel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Marvel just dominating the movie franchise.
Yeah. The box office.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have just pretty much cornered, haven't they, cinematography, really, haven't they, in that sense. So, flip it on its head a little bit. What do you predict the 20s decade will have in store for us?
You mean the Roaring 20s?
The Roaring 20s!
Shall we bring back the Charleston? And Depression. The Great Depression.
And the Prohibition.
Yeah, let's start... Oh, God, no, the world would riot.
The world would... Well, I know this isn't especially nerd, but this country, they are going to ban rolling tobacco. So, and there has been speculation that it'll be very similar in traits wise to the prohibition of the 20s. And the reason why people are saying that is because what happened when alcohol was banned? People went to illegal sources. That's exactly what's going to happen, personally speaking, if they ban tobacco in this country, I think.
In these days, they can't stop it.
No, of course they can't. But anyway, enough about that. Yes, well, what's your predictions of the 20s?
Right, so the past 10 years, what would you say they were dominated with? Superhero.
Yeah.
That was definitely the decade of the superheroes.
Yes.
I think this one will be fantasy. You got The Witcher, all sorts of shows trying to bank on that. Game of Thrones is gone. Let's replace it with something else. And I think everyone in their mum
is that the mentality, would you say, at this moment in time?
Yes, I would.
To fill in the void that Game of Thrones has left, quite frankly. I will say this, I have heard nothing but good things about The Witcher. Speaking of fantasy writers, let's talk a little bit more about what a certain JK Rowling has said for recently.
How about we talk about Jean Favreau? I can't pronounce his name.
Who's that?
He's the writer of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And Iron Man.
Yes.
So basically, one writer. One writer has brought Star Wars back to life. Started the MCU.
Yes.
There's many other things this man's done, and I think he just needs some love. So yeah.
So shout out to
however the fuck you pronounce that name.
Look, do you know what? I'm going to put myself in the limelight. Yeah, I'm not even going to try with that, John. And I'll tell you what, listeners.
If I heard the name, I'd be able to say
it.
The
last name is spelled Favreau. That's John Favreau. No, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that.
He's the dude that plays Happy Hogan in all the Marvel movies. He's got a really common, easy to pronounce name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember it, and I don't read so good, peoples.
I don't read so good.
But yeah, no, just shout out to him, because whatever that man touches turns into absolute fucking gold.
Absolutely.
Everyone was pissed off at Star Wars. He touches it. Mandalorian, we get Baby Yoda.
Shout out to John. Last name I can't pronounce, but I've spelt it out. So please put a comment in the comment section how you pronounce it. I would really appreciate it.
Anyway, we were going to talk about some overhyped pedestal put on bitch that thinks she's everything and everyone in the world fucking loves, right?
Miss JK Rowling,
with all the writing capabilities of a 14-year-old,
has recently got herself in hot water. Shall I delve into this, or shall you? Once more onto the breach, dear Koala. Who's gonna?
She made a tweet that a lot of people have taken quite badly, but in reading it myself, I don't think she meant it in a mean way. To give her credit, I don't think that's what she meant. It's just how people have taken it.
Okay. Now, Koala and
don't get me wrong. As a writer, she's constantly retconning her own world, changing things, going back and saying this never happened when it clearly did, forgetting stuff she's written, all this sort of stuff. But this personally, what she's in trouble for, she basically made a tweet and people are saying she's transphobic. And loads of people have got on her case. And reading the tweet myself, I think she just worded what she was trying to say badly.
Well, Koala, get comfy.
On your bed?
Lay into JK Rowling and rip her a new, verbally speaking, of course, rip her a new fucking arsehole. Well, it's not just about the fact that she's insulted a lot of members in the LGBT community. Is that she's very contradictive as a person. She says one thing and then she'll say something completely different a couple of months later.
Including her own name.
Yes.
Rowling or Rowling.
Not even that. She's very... I don't know if it's the word oxymoron is a word, but her behaviour is very oxymoronic, if you know what I mean by that. She, especially even in her work, a lot she'll say something about her characters and then she'll completely contradict herself later on. J.K. Rowling is talented in some ways as a writer, but she will never be a Tolkien. She will never be George R.R. Martin. As much wonderful and as colourful as the Harry Potter universe is, J.K. Rowling just got lucky. There, I've said it.
She did. It was actually the only reason her book got published is because her publisher's daughter read the first draft, and it only went up to a certain bit in the first book.
I don't think she's that talented.
She kept going up to her publicist father saying, Daddy, what happened to the boy under the stairs? Daddy, Daddy, every day. And eventually, he was like, well, if my daughter likes this. And he tested it on some other kids, I think.
Yeah.
Like focus group, and they loved it.
Yeah.
She's a good children's writer.
Didn't you say
You're
this?
right. She will never be a Tolkien. But don't forget that The Hobbit was a children's book.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is for when you turn into a teenager. He writ them like that on purpose.
Right. But just because it's a children's book, though,
JK Rowling has written it's for, I'd say, children to young adults, and it's good for that. But as a writer, no, she is not adult level.
No, well,
she's written books under.
That's not what I'm saying.
She has written books under a pseudonym.
Right, Harry Potter books are brilliant, and I'm not disputing the quality of the books. She's a good writer, but again. How can I describe it?
Right,
if you had that iPad and lock, and sorry to cut you off there, right? It's basically what I'm trying to get at is, say you was locked in this room for 10 years. Just bear with me. All you had was my iPad, and all I was providing you was food and water. You stayed in this room for 10 years, and I said to you, every day, I want you to write a story. Doesn't matter what it is, and every day of those 10 years, you wrote a story. I guarantee you will have a good day occasionally and come out with works that's equivalent to the works of Shakespeare. It's just, is that just luck? Is that just some hidden talent you have yourself? I don't know. That's not for me to personally answer.
Exactly.
But I just think JK Rowling she can be talented, but if you want me to be really honest, I just genuinely think she got lucky. If you know what I mean by that.
She threw shit at a wall and One Piece stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to JK Rowling, now writers in now day and age, a lot of them do try and be, they're on social media or stuff like that. But with JK Rowling, she is a writer. She should not be trying to push all these opinions and stuff like that because it just keeps backfiring on her. Well, sorry. Stephen King uploads pictures of his dog.
Yeah. It's not so much... Is J.K. Rowling using the success of the Harry Potter books to give her a political platform? And if she is, that's a completely different question in itself. Is she morally right to do so? What I mean to say, what's your personal opinion on it?
Does George R.R. Martin spout all this shit?
He has said, but I've gone out. To be fair, I've gone out my way to go there. He has said. But his works reflect that, though, that he's quite liberal. And, the whole... I don't know if you know... I think you've actually said yourself, the White Walkers is actually a euphemism for global warming. And how the oil bonds together to fight the menace of the White Walkers.
Yeah, there's that, but also, I think...
And Game of Thrones is exceptionally political.
The problem with people putting something on Twitter is either she's been misconstrued for what she said.
Yeah.
She didn't mean it that way. Also, I think there's this real air and atmosphere...
Pomposity.
...in the world right now of...
Oh, I thought you were referring
this
to
is my opinion. And then the moment... Yeah. Oh, that's your opinion. Well, it's fucking wrong. Take it down. And then everyone will start attacking this person. It's like if I turn around to you now and say the left Twix is clearly better.
But the right Twix... Yeah, exactly. It's...
So that's her opinion.
Exploring diversity through confrontation it seems like for a lot of people that's the only way to do that.
The only person I think anyone should even have the right to be mad at is Jeremy Clarkson because he's a huge dickhead.
You seem more annoyed by Clarkson.
No, I'm not annoyed.
You are annoyed.
I'm not.
Your anger is the path to the dark side of the foot. Right, with me, if you don't mind me kicking off this one.
Tiny bit closer.
Sorry, if you don't mind me kicking off this particular segment, Clarkson's an idiot, and I've accepted that at face value. So once you've accepted that Jeremy Clarkson is an idiot, nothing he can say afterwards can offend me because it's the words of an idiot. It's the words of an ill-educated
he doesn't believe global warming is real. He's recently, the only reason we're bringing him up is he's really, really bad-mouthed Australia, saying they deserve what's happening to them.
Pretty much insinuating the idea that Australian wildlife deserve what they've got because God's abandoned them.
Yeah.
Just think about what he's
They
saying.
They should die with all the other freaks.
Yeah.
I believe his words were.
Yeah, it's something along them lines. And if you don't believe me, listeners, actually look this up. This is not a lie. Now, I'm annoyed at that itself, but it's the words of an idiot, so I'm not taking it at face value. But...
Yeah, that's true. But we've had now quite a long rant segment about JK. We could probably go on about Jeremy Clarkson for a while. Let's have more lighter. Lighter.
I just think it's funny bashing idiots. I just think it
because let's face, we've just had technical issues which I cut masterfully around.
Absolutely,
the entire laptop crashed.
I think it's got to be said. To be honest with you, Koala saved the day there. Can I? You did sort of open the curtain.
I demand nothing more than a parade, medals, a party that goes on for a week. A national holiday would be nice.
Yeah. But anyway, last I want to say about Clarkson, if anyone was offended by just dismiss everything he says, because the man's ill-educated and he's an idiot, enough said. But again, Koala saved the day there because the laptop crashed, but somehow we have retrieved all recording. Yeah. Everything we've recorded in this particular episode, so absolutely.
So let's talk, because we haven't done a podcast in a while, and obviously the Game Awards have been up. And during the Game Awards...
Yes.
New consoles were announced.
Yes.
Have you seen what they look like?
I have not. So Are you going to show me, I presume?
I am. So this is the Xbox Series X. Not its full name. Apparently that isn't its real name. It's the Xbox something. Now this is a beast of a console. It's huge. What's that look like to you?
A board cube.
Now, immediately, the internet took to it and started calling it the Xbox fridge. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Like the Xbox fridge.
The Xbox has been... the Xbox has been unveiled. And a few things at the Game Awards. Like, we could go into it more, but... You're not really into the Game Awards and things like that.
No, go into it. I am getting into it, so...
We'll talk about that more, maybe the next Game Awards, like next year, when I've clued you up a bit.
Yeah.
Plus, if I mention something, winning an award at Game Awards, another series we do might be a bit redundant.
Right, fair enough.
Some things were announced. There was a weird sketch with the Muppets.
Really?
Yeah, they were just sort of there.
What, like Sooty and Sweet?
That's not Muppets.
Well, they are Muppets, but not the Muppets.
No, they're puppets. But
I just saw the noises. Sooty and Sweet. Go on.
There were a few games announced at the Game Awards, including one that is for the next Xbox. And all we got was a trailer of it's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice 2. Now, I've told you about Senua's Sacrifice before.
Very briefly. Yes.
It's a game made to basically show what it'd be like to live with psychosis way back when. It's got all this mystical element, or is it all in her head?
Right.
And it didn't need a sequel, yet they've made a sequel. There were a few other little surprises. The people that made Borderlands are doing a game set in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting things, but mainly the look of the new Xbox. And you are now going to start calling it the Xbox Borg.
I'm just calling it the Xbox fridge, to be honest.
Yeah.
It does look more like a fridge than anything else.
The main point I want to show with that is every time the Xbox or Microsoft has unveiled an Xbox, and they go, it's the new Xbox. Instantly, the internet has seen the joke in it, and Microsoft's gone, oh fuck, we've done it again. They made the Xbox, and then they made the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And then they made the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So people name that the Xbox, or the original is the Xbone. Yeah. Then you got the Xbox 360, and then the Xbox Box.
Wow.
And then you have, they made an all digital, the Xbox One.
Yeah.
All digital edition. People started calling it the Xbox Sad. because it doesn't have a disc tray.
I wonder why.
And the initials, the Xbox One S, all digital, so its initials are SAD. It's the Xbox One X. The Xbox One, SAD. And Microsoft, they even made a trailer taking the piss out themselves a bit, where they just took the disc tray out of the Xbox One. And not one person in this multi-billion-dollar company turned around and said the initials of that spell SAD.
Oh, it happens though, doesn't it? It does
really
happen.
does.
So,
but anyway, there's my little rant. We are a week late on this. We are trying to build a schedule, but over the holidays, we just wanted to spend some time, family, and Dancing Bear had a hangover that lasted for like a week, so I wasn't even going to talk to him. He is like a bear whistlehead. He beats me, people. He beats me.
Don't say that. People will take that literally, man.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, it's not me that gets beaten, it's you.
Yeah.
When you upload videos without my say-so.
I say so. Should we mention, I know it's not really nerd-related, but the sad demise of Derek Okora.
I peaked. I'm sorry. The way I might have to remove that laugh. Derek Okora died. He's now with
the people he works with.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But no. It's always sad when someone passes. I do apologise for my laugh.
He was obviously sad, but
for a time he was a British icon. There's no going around.
It was just surprising as well.
And I do love the show Most Haunted. I've got mad respect for them when they're not faking everything. But, Derek Okora sadly passed away.
Yeah.
Expect interviews coming later when we find a medium to talk to him.
Oh, God. I've got to be really careful, but when you said Most Haunted when you insinuated it was a legitimate show, I had to look the other way, mate.
No, it is. In recent years, that's why it's gone really shit and downhill, because they've stopped faking everything.
Really?
Yeah, there's no orbs that appear in it now, like back in the day when every episode was a fucking orb.
Yeah.
There's no medium with them anymore.
There's no medium at all with them.
So with Most Haunted, the only time they have a medium is once they've got past Yvette Fielding through interviews.
Yeah.
Carl Beatty, her husband, and the on-site demonologist. If he doesn't believe they're 100% real, they ain't getting past him.
Wow.
And he's the one that researches everything and he's clued up on everything. If there's possibility of a nasty spirit, because obviously religion and all that, he doesn't let them go. Things like that. So they have things in place now because they have been done over.
Really? When did it get done over? Like, I don't know the history
by
of
like Derek Okora
well.
being fake, and they've had and they've always got a skeptic with them that just don't believe anything. And since then, even though not many people watch it anymore, it's a much better show to watch.
Yeah.
Because when something does actually happens, they honestly shit themselves. But the first thing they do is this has been thrown at me. Right, stop. How did that get thrown? Who threw that? Let's work this out.
Yeah.
So they do. They remove all possibilities.
Yeah.
Till you're only left with one answer.
Right. It's one of them for me, if I have to be honest with you. I do think there is ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. However, that being said, I do think 90% of everything you see here in terms of mediums is people taking advantage and taking people for granted. I'm sorry, but I think it's people jumping on the bandwagon from a smoke without fire. That something that was already true thing, but everyone's just jumping into the bandwagon and taking advantage of it. Anyone could say they're a medium, and I'm sorry, anyone can.
And
but
you do hear the stories
evidence?
of someone like rinsing someone, but maybe some people do have this connection to something.
I believe people do have a talent. I think it's...
To look at it scientifically, energy can't be created or destroyed. No. It just goes somewhere else.
Yeah, so who knows?
Who knows what a ghost really is?
Absolutely.
Maybe it's a Cyberman from a parallel universe.
Yeah, maybe it is. Do you remember? It's funny you should say, Derek Okora actually has a very, very cameo appearance in Doctor Who.
Yeah, he does in that episode. That's why
I'm not needed anymore.
But anyway,
gotta love
I have been
joke. Are we signing?
We are
going
signing off.
Okay.
We do apologise for missing weeks. We are going to try and keep to a schedule, at least with the podcast.
Did we miss any weeks? Because we uploaded the Christmas one, or you did.
We missed 1 week.
Did we?
Yesterday. It's Sunday today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are you uploading this tonight?
I will upload this tonight.
Okay.
Apologies for the late. We will try and keep up with stuff. We do have some interesting things coming up on the channel, as Dancingbear nearly did say it is New Year's thing.
If you were capable of looking on your side.
Now, when obviously he did make the comment about, I would like take his balls. That's not true, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely don't have a jar with Dancing Bear ready on my mantelpiece and a nice surgical. Have you ever seen Misery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah, don't try and run away again.
Don't run away.
So, I have been Koala or just Tom.
Whoa.
No, we're signing off.
We're not saying subscribe right now?
Like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell.
And I have been Dancing Bear.
And as always, see you next week.
See you next week.